Good morning. I'm Dr. Ashok Rajgopal. I'm the Group Chairman of the Institute of Musculoskeletal Diseases and Orthopaedics in Medanta, Medicity, Gurugram. And I head the Department of Orthopaedics. So this can be broadly divided into a fair set of subgroups. The first is the occasional athlete who suddenly starts to engage in sports, is not adequately prepared, warmed, stretched, and is wearing the wrong kind of footwear and appliances for engaging in the type of sports that he wishes to do. Any sports activity has to be planned. One needs to work towards fitness, and one needs to warm up, wear the appropriate gear, and most importantly, he should be guided as to the right way to undertake that particular sporting activity. The best way to prevent sports injuries is to plan for the activity that you are undertaking. As I mentioned, the first step of doing any sporting activity is to be adequately prepared to undertake that. This works in terms of stretching, warming up, utilizing and stretching the group of muscles that are likely to be utilized in that particular sporting activity. Usually doing a bit of stretching exercises, warming up in terms of lateral movements, rotating the arms, the hip, the spine will usually loosen up that part of the anatomy and be helpful in preventing injuries. So this can broadly be divided into the occasional sportsman who is always at risk of injuries, and then the more competitive or the actively involved individual. The occasional injury person is one who has not done active sporting activity for a while and suddenly undertakes an extensive length on a impulse. These are typically individuals who will suddenly start running 5, 6, 7 kilometers or doing a couple of half hour or 1 hour of yoga. These are the people who are likely to be exposed to injuries of one sort or the other. We then come into the category of the people who are regular athletes or sportsmen. These are usually injuries that happen on the sports field. The greater the degree of professionalism, the greater the risk of injury, particularly in contact sports like wrestling, athletics, cricket, hockey, football, volleyball. These are impact injuries, and these will usually happen because of a wrong tackle or a sudden twist, or most importantly, the one activity that causes the maximum amount of injuries is deacceleration, and that's a part of virtually every sporting activity. This usually will cause something like a soft tissue injury, a tear of the hamstring, tear of the Achilles tendon, tear of the shoulder muscles. Landing awkwardly also will cause avulsion injuries around the joints, and these can be quite debilitating. And typically, if an athlete has an injury, is not able to move that part of the body, these are the individuals who really need to be taken care of on the field to start with, and then off the field in terms of investigations, x-rays, being examined by sports medicine specialists, and the appropriate line of treatment being planned for them.